Tonight, from Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, it's time for Monday Night Football on EA Sports.
The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. The 49er offense about to go to work, and it's Jimmy Garoppolo, Charles, at quarterback.
And there he is, the man known as Jimmy G, Jimmy Garoppolo, who I thought had a really nice year in 2019. So close to culminating with a Super Bowl title. Accurate with the football, completed nearly 70% of his passes, which was fourth best in the NFL. Nearly 4,000 yards through the air with a team that runs the ball with great efficiency. 27 touchdowns, but in the Super Bowl, didn't quite make the plays they needed down the stretch. But remember, some big wins last year. At New Orleans, at Seattle in Week 17, 2 playoff wins. He's continuing to develop as one of the better ascending players in the league.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
46-yard line.
Come on, QB, come on. Check.
They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert.
Number 31, Raheem Mostert, the ball carrier.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
47-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Garoppolo. Open man is Samuel, complete. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, 49ers. Deebo Samuel, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Niners have taken the early lead.
Lining up for the point after.
Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Kickoff for San Francisco.
Here's Taiwan Jones on the return. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They run with a former Jaguar. It's T.J. Yeldon. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
By Emmanuel Mosley.
The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at the defense, realize he needs to change it to a run, and that gets it done in a big way as well.
It's 2nd.
The numbers for Yeldon on the ground last week. 17 carries, 91 yards.
And as we discovered in talking with the coaching staff prior to the game, going up against a team that struggled against the run has only emboldened them to run the football more. I expect 40 to 50 carries in this game.
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. On play action, Allen. And that is incomplete.
Allen's pass intended for John Brown.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
Kick catch interference. Kicking team.
What are they thinking?
Football 101, you've got to let the guy catch the ball.
You have to know the ball is there. You have to know it's arrived. Otherwise, you're going to get flagged every time.
Garoppolo going to give to Mostert. And now off to the races, down the right side. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Raheem Mostert with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives are impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
17 yards.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
5-yard line.
On second down, here's Yeldon. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 36.
First down.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 36. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown. And that'll bring up second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a toss right to Yeldon. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got a key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Garoppolo on the draw to Coleman. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20.
Matt Milano on the
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
brings up 3rd and 7.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Wow, so wipe out the INT, roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the postgame. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
From the gun, it's a handoff to Coleman. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 33-yard line.
On 2nd and 12, Garoppolo. Coleman has it here right side. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play.
Niners 14, Bills nothing.
To throw is Garoppolo. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he's stopped at the 44. It's also a gain of 4. And now it's 4th down.
Tevin Coleman.
Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
And our attention turns now to T.J. Yeldon. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Brings up
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
Let's go. You tight now. Jump. Check 15. Check 15.
Now Allen. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
First down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. A shotgun handoff now to Yeldon. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Yeldon, the ball.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. This is a 2nd and 4, ball at the 9.
At the Niners' 9-yard line.
Here's Allen to throw it. They go with the screen. It's Yeldon. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. T.J. Yeldon hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bills have cut it to within a score. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone.
Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Taken in the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. George Kittle, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended receiver. And it's second down.
It's now second.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
First and 10 at the 40.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And he'll take it across midfield and... into Buffalo territory.
He's across.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
7-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and...
They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
First down.
2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
At the 45-yard line.
Garoppolo on first down. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
42-yard line.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
2 yards.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. They're going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37.
A gain of
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
good. Makes the score Niners 17.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. T.J. Yeldon working his way back out onto the field. Now, he's having himself a little bit of a banner game. His team right now, though, losing.
Needs a little bit of help, and I kind of equate it to a basketball game where you have the big score, and sometimes your strategy is, okay, he can go ahead and have all of his points. Let's hold down everyone else, and that's the way you win the game. And right now, he needs everyone else to start scoring, quote-unquote, as he's been.
Yeah, and he's hoping to keep it close so maybe they can keep it on the ground, not start to go through the air as much. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Throwing on first down is Allen. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
First down, Bills.
On first down, Allen. He'll find Diggs once more on the completion. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Stephon Diggs with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Bills draw a bit closer.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes. Back-to-back, what a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the gun on third, Garoppolo. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Garoppolo to his tight end, Kittle, for a Niner first down. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage.
When a linebacker's able to sit at the second level and see things develop in front of him, as soon as he got a hint that the quarterback was checking it down, he just made a beeline directly for the receiver and ended up making the play.
So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd.
This is 3rd.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And that's caught by Beasley. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st. Allen now on first down. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
Allen's pass complete.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Yard pickup.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
They keep it with Yeldon on first down. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
The tackle by Quan Alexander. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Allen, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Incomplete.
The 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 19. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot. And on that play, they were able to stop them short of a 1st down.
They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 44. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry. For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And he's able to find Diggs. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
1st down.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense called sleep with the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
On the tackle. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 21-yard line.
Play action. Now it's Allen. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. And that will be incomplete.
Allen's pass.
They red zone coverage there and thought there was some space to send their guy right into the middle on a slant, hoping he would get lost. Instead, they read it quite well and closed quickly.
38 yards.
And this is no good. Close but no cigar, just wide right. And this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the 2nd miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run here with Coleman out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Coleman, the ball carrier.
Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Got the connection here to Bourne. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now Garoppolo. And that is incomplete here.
Garoppolo's pass.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From midfield, here's Garoppolo. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Ed Oliver in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Going right side here, and that's complete. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the
Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. A.J. Klein leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
George Kittle.
They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Well, this was still going to be a one-score game either way, but still, that's a potentially harmful miss here in the 4th.
It certainly is, because if you consider that now if they give up a touchdown, they give up the lead. So he might be getting the side eye by the defenders coming out on the field now as he goes back to the bench after that miss.
That catch good for only a couple. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The Bills on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get winged,
Stephon Diggs, 20. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Stephon Diggs. his second touchdown of the night, and the Bills have taken the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead.
Tyler Bass.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Set to take over again here on offense, Jimmy G and the 49ers. So, Charles, there are the numbers. What's happened here? Defensive adjustments that's caused him to sort of fall off a bit?
I think so. That has to happen. You've got to make some changes because in the first half, they were pretty effective. But the second part is sometimes when you're doing really well, you get off your game a little bit. You get off the gas a little. You're like, okay, we've got this thing. And that's not necessarily the case. Maybe right now, someone just needs to tell a joke in the huddle, loosen things up, and get their big guy going again.
Buffalo's pass intended for George Kittle. Incomplete. Brings up second and...
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo's throw taken in by Samuel. And I think the ball's out. Now this is picked up by the Bills.
Garoppolo's pass complete.
These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
Certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
Again, it's Yeldon. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. First down carry now for Yeldon. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Dre Greenlaw.
Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. And Beasley with it over the middle. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 12-yard line. Allen to Beasley, first down, Buffalo. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning.
A gain of 2.
So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. They'll run it again with Yeldon. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Well, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. To throw is Allen. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Allen will look to throw for it on fourth. Flushed out right. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman. Allen's pass.
You got the slim lead late and the football, so why are you throwing it there?
Remember during the year when we asked one of the head coaches, you know, if you're in this spot, why would you throw the ball? And he talked about trusting his quarterback and trusting his offense.
But still.
And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
And Coleman.
Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down. To throw is Garoppolo. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was hoping to get that one to Tevin Coleman in space, but it's going to be second down. Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10. He's back to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Garoppolo's pass thrown away and incomplete. Tre'Davious White on the coverage.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll look to throw. Connects with Kittle underneath. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. The Bills on their way to victory now as they take the knee. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. They run it from the gun with Yeldon. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away.